Hello again. Welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Stacia. So, today we're going to start doing a little bit of kind of like loose end, sort of wrapping up of things, basically to get us in place for moving into mechanism. But to do that, there's a few things we're going to have to cover, some of which are in the quest book, like, for example, getting into a little bit of this. Let's actually go ahead and do that checkmark quest so we get the book here for Industrial Forgoing manual. I don't actually need the manual, but it's going to unlock our quest line here, which we are going to need. And before we push on with that, I would like to go ahead and take a look at Psi, because I know that the ebony substance, the ebony Psi metal ingots, we're going to be using these for making the black iron ingots. Either if we go through the combination crafting, well, intercrafting we can actually bypass it, but we're going to need it for the dielectric paste anyways, because, I mean, I guess we could go with this method, but I really like this method, and that's just liquid starlight, demonic slates, ebony Psi metal. I don't know. I don't think there's anything that's going to hold us back. Nothing like jumps out at me anyways. So we're going to go ahead and start into a little bit of Psi. Not my favorite thing in the world, but we can kind of rush through this pretty quickly. I think I probably will have to do the tutorial since I haven't done it in 1.16. I don't know if it's going to make me do it. And then to get our cat assembler, it's just iron and a piston. From what I've noticed, most of the stuff's pretty much default recipe for Psi, so this should be pretty easy. Just kind of rush through this real quick. Okay, so there's our piston, and there is our CAD assembler. And we're going to go ahead, let's just set this up like right there. Then we'll take our iron CAD assembly, we're going to toss this in, and we're going to go ahead and take our casting assistant device. And then if we toss that down, we shoot it, there's some Psi dust. And then we need to get ourselves a spell programmer, which default recipe, we can just go ahead and knock that out. There we go. We'll set that down. Do they not have the tutorial anymore that I have to do? Oh, if they don't, it's going to make my life so much better. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a just a regular spell bullet. So one of these, and let me go ahead and just toss a bit of that down. There we go. Alright, let's get the spell bullet. One of these to start with will be fine, I think. Okay, and then if we just right click, let's see, what all do we need? And I'll probably, to get the ebony, which we can make it there with HLP graphite, but I feel like this method's probably better for now. Yeah, we're going to need a Psi metal cat assembly. And so we're going to have to get some Psi metal, which is going to be the infusion trick. So let's go ahead and just do, there we go, trick infusion. And then we're going to take our spell bullet and just right click that. So we've got an infusion spell. And then we are going to have to upgrade. I'm going to have to make some actual pieces now for our casting device. So let me go ahead, toss that stuff down. We'll just infuse that real quick. And then let's go ahead and get just a new iron CAD assembly. Alright, so let's go ahead and make ourselves a basic CAD socket. Let's make ourselves a basic CAD core. Let's make a basic CAD battery. And I think that's good. So we're going to go ahead and put that in there. Our socket, our core, our battery right there. And we're going to get ourselves a casting assistant device. And this one we can now slot spells into. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then if we hold this button, you can see we can select our spell from this menu. We're going to go ahead and make sure that infusion is selected. And I want to try this. Let's do that. There's our golden cat assembly. The other cat in here. Oh, yeah, because I got one on me. I don't need that other one. we're going to go ahead, boom, there is our Psi-Metal CAD assembly. What do we need? Psi-Metal, glowstone, or the huge one is just Psi-Gem with greater infusion, but it does require Psi-Metal CAD assembly. Okay, well, let me go ahead, let me drop this in here, and let me take out my infusion spell bullet, because I don't want that. And we are going to make ourselves, or actually, I will want it for just a minute. I think we're going to go with, yeah, that one's, takes the side gem. Well, I'll tell you what, the large CAD will be fine. So let's just drop that down. Oh, that's right, I took my spell bullet out. Put that back in. Boom. There we go. And let's go ahead get a large glowstone. It is nice that the tutorial, the entire tutorial system seems to be removed. I don't know if that's just if that's a default thing or if it's a pack thing or what, but I do like it. Can't go there, but we can go there. So we'll go ahead and just drop that down. And we're going to get a conductive CAD core. We're basically just going to put the best possible pieces that we can in there for the time being. There's that. And we'll get the extended CAD battery. And do we want to color? Now, let's wait, because we're going to make well, actually, yeah, we'll just go ahead and color it. Because this will be a good enough CAD assembly for all of our needs. So there we go. There was a purple CAD colorizer. And so now if we drop in that, and that, we can get ourselves our new casting assistant device. And we're going to go ahead and take out the spell bullet from this one. And then we can drop that in. You can see we can have a lot more spells on this. So the spells that I want, let me make a couple more spell bullets here. We're just going to go with basic ones. Let's go with, honestly, I think 2 is all I need. So we're going to make, it's like back here towards the end. We've got the infusion already. And then let's go ahead and get greater infusion. And we'll put that on spell bullet. Oh, let me actually update the name. Greater infusion. There we go. And let me just drop that in there. So we have infusion, greater infusion, and then I'm also going to want ebony and ivory. And I think that'll be good. There we go. Boom. And we'll go ahead and take that out. And now we have infusion, greater infusion, and ebony and ivory. So at this point, we can pretty much make like everything. So for example, let me go grab some diamonds. And if we just toss those on the ground and we click greater infusion, right click, there we go, there's some side gems. And then to get our ebony and ivory, we're going to have to make the ivory substance, which is quartz, and ebony is coal. And we're going to have to do that in the end dimension. So what we're going to do, let me get just a couple stacks of quartz. And let me get a couple stacks of coal. If I have a couple. I don't know that I have a couple stacks of coal, to be honest. Yeah, I do. And then we'll just go ahead and head over to the end. And then if we take and we just drop down our coal. And we grab our ebony and ivory. Boom. There's a bunch of ebony substance. And then we can just drop in our quartz. And boom, there's a lot of ivory substance. Now, is ivory used for much? It looks like not really. No. Ivory actually isn't used for much of anything. Though we might maybe use it for some decoration once we have auto crafting to do that. I don't know. But anyways, we have some ivory substance. So then we'll just warp home. And that's really it. That's really all that we need from Psi. But so now we have ebony, Psi-Metal, and stuff available. Because that's just going to make our lives a whole lot easier when it comes to making dielectric paste. Which I don't know if we want to start off with the stuff that we need from that, like getting into Powah. Or if we want to start off with the Industrial Forgoing. or create, or what else? There's a lot of things that we're going to need. Not necessarily initially, but fairly quickly. We're going to need it. And next up, let's go ahead and turn over to the... Let me see if there's any quests for Powah. Before I start down this path, just to make sure I don't miss out on anything. No, I don't really see any. Kind of what we're covering just all kind of falls into this weird sort of set of things that don't have quests, and we just kind of need them in place to start into mechanism and then into either refined storage or AE2, whichever we decide to go with. But I haven't decided for sure, but I mean, realistically, there's quests for both, so we're going to have to do both at some point. And you'll notice it's kind of pulling from all the stuff that we've been working on, the graphite, mana pearls, the sawdust, all that stuff, the runes of fire. So this is all kind of falling into place, but we'll have to have at least basic Powah set up for to kind of get us pushed into mechanism, and then we'll continue expanding on it, because Powah is actually going to be something that we use quite a bit as we move forward. But starting out, we just need a very basic system in place. So let's go ahead and get that. And then let me go infuse these mana pearls real quick. And actually, while I'm over in this direction, I do need to... oh, and I moved our runic altar over here, by the way. Let me get that. And let me go grab some more food, too, while I'm over here. And there's our 2 graphite electrodes. Switch that out. Just leave that there. We're actually going to be pushing into some automated workbench before long, which I'm actually excited about. Alright, so there is our charging station. And then let me pop over and get some mana glass. And there is our energizing orb. Bada boom. And then we're going to need some energizing rods. Now, as we get up higher on these, you can see the max IO, it gets better. And when it comes to making like energized steel and stuff, that's 10,000 FE. You can make this with any energizing rod, but the better ones are going to make it a lot faster. And we are going to have to upgrade these, so we're going to have to start from the very bottom and just kind of work our way up. We're going to need gold dust, steel cable, invar. Okay, this is all like super easy. I'm probably going to go ahead and make a couple of these, I think. So let me get the stuff together for that. And realistically, we could probably upgrade to the next tier pretty easily. We'll get to make some dielectric paste. Yeah, and then we'll need energized steel. So I'll probably go ahead and get everything set up to go ahead and push on for the basic. That's going to give us 50 FE per tick, which isn't too bad to get started. And we'll make, I guess we'll make like 4 of these. That's going to give us 200 FE per tick. Okay, I just got our demonic slates, and let's pop over. And, oh, right here I do have 7 construction block powder. We're going to go ahead and grab that as well. And we are going to craft 4 energizing, energizing rods. And then we're going to pop up to here. Let's go ahead and get a bit of that. And we are going to make ourselves, oh, and then the some ebony metal ingots. So there's those. And we are going to make ourselves some dielectric paste. So there's 1 craft. There's 2 crafts. And I'm going to go ahead and make a bit of this, and that's because we will be using this a lot, and that way we can just kind of bulk craft a little bit. Oh, I'm actually out of ebony metal. I will probably be going back to the end pretty quickly. It's going to take a lot of this, but what's nice is we might actually set something up today. Or it might be in the next episode or something. We're going to find some time to set something up that's just going to make our lives very, very easy. Especially as far as like ebony metal goes and coal coke and stuff goes. We're going to set up some really easy automation for coal, I do believe. I think it's high time that we get that in place. How's this doing? We've actually got a lot of aquamarine. It's not something we're ever going to have to worry about again. We do need to get that automated for the liquid starlight, but realistically, we have plenty of liquid starlight for a bit. But there's a little bit over a stack of dielectric paste, and we'll have to make some more of that, but that'll be good for right now. And then let's go ahead, for the basic energizing rods, we're going to need dielectric casings, which take dielectric rods. So let's go ahead and get ourselves 2 crafts should be enough for what I need right now. Oh, we need horizontal rods. My bad. Okay, well, we'll just make 2 crafts of those too. And then let's get our dielectric casings. There's 4 of those. And then we're going to need the basic capacitors. There's 8 of those. And there is our... oh yeah, and the quartz. There is our basic energizing rods. Of course, we got to craft these one at a time. That's okay. There we go. And now we have to set this up somewhere. Honestly, we're probably just going to set it up in a temporary spot for the time being, because we're going to move this and get this automated pretty quick on. I do believe, because we're going to be using it just an absolute ton, especially for like energized steel. And I imagine a lot of this other stuff. I know night sky, all this night sky stuff is going to be used a lot. Not to mention we're going to be overhauling our power a lot very, very soon. Because I've just got wires all over the place. And in addition, wires aren't really going to move us to late game very well. I don't believe. But what we're going to do, we're going to set up... do I want it just shoved over here somewhere? We'll put it right out here for now. I know it's going to be beautiful. We're just going to run some universal pipe because that's what I have on hand. And like I said, this is going to be very, very temporary. Okay, they will just not interface whatsoever with pipes mod. Okay, that's fine. Let's come over and can we just make some energy cables? That's 100 FE per tick. These are going to be handling 50 each. So I'd want to at least go with these. And we'll see if these will interface with immersive engineering conduits. I don't know. Or cables. Alright, so we'll just run these out like that. Do an HV wire connector. Do you connect? Maybe if I have a wrench. Let's go make a wrench. If not, at least we'll have this, because I plan to do quite a bit with Powah. So let's go ahead. Up is going to be pulling. Okay. We'll see if this works. If not, that's okay. Boom. Boom. Oh. Okay, so now if we were to plug this up, they are getting power. They're storing up power from that. Okay, great. Okay, so we're just going to set those up, and then if we put down our energizing orb, drop it down like right there, and now just to make sure everything's working, let's go ahead. It's iron and gold to get that. These have a pretty big buffer, but it's going to take them a little bit to run through it. Alright, so if we take our iron and our gold, we drop that in, you can see all these beams connect over. The more you have, the faster it's going to craft, of course. It didn't take too long with these. We're going to go ahead and grab that out. We'll go ahead and craft up a little bit of this. So yay! That's working. Easy enough to do. And we'll have 6 energized steel to get us started. I think for this, it's 4, but we're going to be crafting a lot of these. Okay, so we got that in place. Now, realistically, at this point, we could, I think, make... I think all of the rest of this, boiler, yeah, it's just steel. We got a bunch of those. Oh, we're going to need reinforced alloy. So I guess the metallurgic infuser is really where we're going to be starting. Yeah. That's all not too bad. Yeah, we're going to be needing ender cores here. That's fine. But we got our Powah set up, and now there's still a couple more things we're going to have to tackle. But I want to turn my attention over, and I want to look into the Dissolution chamber, because we're going to be using this thing for so much as we move forward. The night sky stuff, the metallurgic fabricators, the thermal machine frames. We're going to be using this for a lot. So we're going to have to go ahead and craft ourselves some pity machine frames. I think, let me see. Let me just open up Industrial Forgoing. But I'm kind of ready to push into auto crafting just because it's going to make our lives so much better. This is one of those packs where everything kind of quickly becomes a mess otherwise. So, alright, so over to the pity machine frames. I'm probably going to go ahead and just make up a few of these, honestly. Kind of like how we did with the alloy machine frames. Go ahead and just knock out a couple of these. So let's get, we're going to make 10 of them, I think. But I will say, our automation that we did with immersive engineering, so worth it. I was wondering why these were stopped. It's because we're like backed up on oil at the moment. Yeah, there we go. I love it. But yeah, our immersive engineering automation has really helped us out an absolute ton because it's provided us with like infinite iron and things like that that we end up using an absolute ton of. And treated wood as well. We've been using a ton of that stuff too. There's a bit more automation I want to do with it, but we'll get to that here fairly soon. So anyways, there is 20 or 10 pity machine frames. So yay. No quest reward. And then, let's see, most of the stuff I think we can just leave alone for the time being. We're really just after the dissolution chamber. But they want us to get the fluid extractor. And we're probably going to go ahead and get the latex processing unit also. Because we're going to need it for making plastic. It's kind of a weird layout because it goes fluid extractor, latex processing unit, and then plastic. But that's okay. Let's go ahead. Oh yeah, this is really easy. Okay, so there's our fluid extractor. And then the latex processing unit. Oh, it takes a bucket of latex. Okay. That's fine. Dissolution chamber. Diamond gear. And some plastic. See, the order on these quests is kind of weird, but... Okay, so what we're after is latex. So if we take a look, spruce is 2 millibuckets. Acacia is 4. Yeah, I think acacia is going to be our best bet. Oh, now it makes stripped acacia logs. Instead of just breaking the block, it makes stripped logs. Okay. Though there is a easy way to bypass that. Or there was, I don't know if it's been fixed. So we might do that at some point. Though, honestly, I don't know that I have acacia. I might just go with something else for the time being. I mean, speed's not that important. It's so easy to automate. But the thing is, I'd rather wait until we overhaul Powah to do any of that. So, yeah, we'll just take this for now. And we'll set it over in this little mess of an area. So we'll set that down, and really if we had 4 of these it'd be even better. But if we take and we place that right there, it's going to start extracting a latex from this. It's going to be pretty slow with only one of them though. Let me go ahead and, well, though I guess really we have this for the time being, so we can do that. Oh, and it does not speed up breaking, but it does speed up production. Interesting. Let me put a bucket. Yeah, let's put 2 buckets into there. So, woo! Lots of latex. There we go. There's a bucket of latex. Okay, and it's slowed back down. Alright, that's fine. I just want to get full use out of that speed increase. So, the latex processing unit, for this, it is a... I don't really need much of this stuff, but... Okay, let me get this together. Okay, I've got to relog real quick. It's being like super buggy. Trying to use my crafting table on a stick, and it keeps dropping down a bucket of water from where I picked up a bucket of water, and I can't craft in my 2x2 grid for some reason. It's being really, really weird. Okay, the server's about to restart, but we're going to go ahead and get our latex processing unit, set this guy down like here. I feel like the server reset my oak log progress, so I don't know. But let's just run this over. Like I said, we're going to clean this up. Really, really easy to automate, but we're going to go ahead and start draining all the fluid from that and sending it over. And then we're going to have to provide this with some water as well. Do we have an easy, like, infinite water source? The sink. So we'll just set that up right there, and fluid pipe, and say extract. There we go. That's going to start filling water into this, and it's going to start taking that latex and turning it into tiny dry rubber. It's not going to take a ton of latex for that. Let me go ahead, speed this up just a bit. Because it's going to take a bit of tiny dry rubber to get our dry rubber to make our plastic. For this, it's just 2 pieces of plastic, so it's actually not too bad. There we go. There's our dry rubber, and then we'll just go smelt this real quick. And there we go. There's that. Quest completed. No quest reward. Okay, so now on to the dissolution chamber, because we're going to need this pretty quickly. A chest, pity machine frame, diamond gear, easy enough. There's our dissolution chamber. Okay, and we'll go set this up. We'll just plug it up to this for now. Right there. I think because the metallurgic fabricator, or the metallurgic infuser, takes that, some creosote, steel, ender core, simple machine frame, which takes latex. Yeah, that's pretty easy. So we'll have that. Because my goal in these, like, well, was probably going to be 2 episodes, is just getting everything in place so I don't have to keep stopping to do mechanism and other things. And I can just move on through this stuff. Okay, so now I think that's really where we need to get this out, I think. And let's see, what else do we have left? We still have to do create, and we have to kind of wrap up these quests. Yeah, and I think that's a pretty good wrapping up point for this episode. We're going to come back for one more kind of just loose end, kind of tie up sort of episode, where we just kind of do a bunch of this like random junk that we're going to have that we have to touch on. And then we will start moving through progression and working pretty quickly towards either refined storage or AE2. Like I said, I haven't really decided for sure which one I'm going to focus more on. But anyways, with that, we're going to end out this episode here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think I'm going to go ahead and record the next part, and then I'm going to be doing a bunch of building and setting up, getting us ready for what we're going to be pushing into over the weekend. Get a bunch of that done because it's overdue. I kind of got busy a couple weekends and haven't had a ton of time to build on here, and I'm going to try to get that done this weekend and get us into a good position to really start, I wonder why I took damage, really start hitting progression with mechanism and auto crafting and stuff in the next week. So, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys then.